because he has that stuntman kind of mentality. My older brother was a good artist, and he liked to draw pictures of reptiles, snakes, his favorite snakes. He did this whole series of medieval type pictures, this kind of like running story with a Darth Vader type character in it. I thought that was great. And I remember him perched for like hours at the TV pausing Aliens to get this one particular scene so he could copy it and, you know, create an image from Aliens with a VCR. And dedication and attention to detail. You can already see that starting to grow even when he was little. Something that he's still got today is that kind of thoroughness, attention to detail, using his hands to actually build and create things. When I think back over the time, the kind of things that meant something to Domenic, the kind of what was important and what was meaningful, yeah, was always, you know, something with some real content to it, something with some real, you know, values, something that had a lot of life in it, I would say. And that's what he was looking for, I think, as we were growing up in America, and he found it. You know, that's the way to have something that's really meaningful. He built a family. It's the best thing that I can really think of anything to do. And I still am pretty much to this day impressed by what he's done, and his family that's growing and their kids are raising up. And every time I go to see him, it's a heck of a thing to just be around their house and talk about stuff and play games, just like we used to play these board games. We used to be a tight group when we were growing up. I go to Domenic's house. It's the same thing. Now, how do we pull that off? Especially sometimes today in this world, it's a little difficult. It seems like it, but not for him. He knows what matters and he keeps it alive. He built a family with under the same kind of, with the same sort of spirit that we grew up with, and it was a good spirit. And it didn't really matter that it's so much the place, but it's more the person. And so he brings that forward. It's a lot of playfulness and a lot of wisdom in the end. He's somebody that you can count on, and that strength that he had a long time back when it was something just physical and athletic, it became a character trait too. So he's got the ability to relate to almost anyone, really, and take on their cares if they want. Even if they don't want to, he's willing to relate in that sense and keep close to what really matters to other people and take it on to himself. And I always felt safe explaining to him as best I could at any given time what I was feeling, and it was very helpful to have somebody like that who I could always just trust to accept me and then also try to guide me at the same time.
There's so many things that I remember about you, but like Laura said, one of the things that I just find neat is the fact that you have grown into an awesome young man, and that you are an awesome father and even an awesome husband. And I'll go get a big head about that. It's just that you are, and your children are wonderful, and you guys have done a great job raising those kids, and that's something to be proud of, and that's something to just give God the glory. And that's just, you know, I just remember so many things. Your wedding and how cool that was, just to be a part of that, and how hot it was. But that was a neat experience, and I'm just so grateful to have been a part of that. And I guess more importantly, the one thing I would just encourage you is just to continue to seek God and follow in the wisdom of the Lord, not the wisdom of man. And as our pastor was talking today, universities are full of people with PhDs, but that doesn't mean that they're smart in the Lord. That just means that they're smart in man. And just continue to focus on God. It doesn't matter what other people may think. It's what you know is right. And I just just want to lift you up and just just say that you're just a great father, and I'm just proud to call you my brother.
The first thing I noticed about him was just he had a very encouraging, like, peaceful kind of air about him. I just felt like he was just accepting of everyone around him, and I just felt really comfortable. He seems very certain of himself and of who God is, and but also he's very comfortable in himself and doesn't need to draw attention to himself. I think he loves on you guys a lot, like on the kids and on you, Tracy. He seems very selfless, and I don't know, I guess just solid is a word that I would say. I don't know, just like a very humble spirit and a very loving spirit, but not out of fear, you know, just out of certainty and willingness to love others.
I think one of the favorite memories I have of Domenic is all the times that we used to spend walking and talking in the park course in Manassas. But more, I think my favorite memory of Domenic is really lots and lots of memories over all the years, and watching Domenic grow from a youngster to a young man to a mature man. A man that I've grown to love and love deeply. Really love about Domenic the way he puts the same attention to detail into his relationships as he does the work that he does. And he does some very fine woodwork. I hope for Domenic that he finds, I don't know, the ability to take the risk to fulfill the desire that he has inside, to be more and to give all that he has in life, and that he would be able to find through taking that risk all he's to be in life.
I remember one time Domenic and I were riding in the car, and he said, "So, how are things going with your life?" And I felt comfortable enough to open and dump on him what was going on in the car the whole time. And he, said, "That's what I really love about you, is that you can open your heart and tell me what's on it, and that will take you."
First time I met Domenic was at a home group that actually Jason and I used to go to, and we were doing some words for each other and praying for each other and stuff, and Domenic's hair was long and curly, and I remember saying to him that I felt like the Lord was saying that he was a lion. And it's funny because now that I know Domenic, he's a very quiet lion. And but I really feel like that's true about Domenic, that inside of his quiet, peaceful demeanor is the solid regalness of a lion, and that's who the Lord made him, and that's part of him that's waiting to come out. That the regalness, as you see like a lion sitting there, he's regal and he's solid and he's beautiful, but there's this fierce part too that I think is waiting to come out in Domenic. Fierce for the Lord and fierce for his dreams and his hopes and things that I just know that the Lord is waiting to reveal to him. Domenic is innocent, peaceful, a joy to be around, someone that you feel like you can tell everything to and have no judgment whatsoever. And I just know in there there's so much more that the Lord is waiting to reveal.